Homeowners insurance, why do I have to have it? Why does it matter? And some tips and tricks to be able to minimize your homeowner's insurance cost. So, for those of you who don't know, if you are going down the path of borrowing money to buy a house, so you're not paying for it outright, which is most people, then you are going to have homeowners insurance. And as I have explained before, homeowners insurance is going to protect your home from a lot of major things that can happen to it, both accidental and environmental wise, that could negatively affect you, right? So things like tornadoes and lightning strikes, hail damage, potentially, depending on the way that your policy reads, potentially flooding, just all these, hurricanes, all these different things that can potentially happen in your house. Or things like an electrical fire, the stove catches on fire, all of these different things that can happen to your house. This is going to be the policy that is going to protect you. Okay. So much like car insurance protects your car, homeowner insurance affects your house. And so let's talk for a minute about some things that you can do to make sure that you not only keep yourself in a good position to have the lowest possible rates that you can possibly have, but some things that you can do to make sure that you have the right kind of policy. So number one, I'm going to specify by saying I am definitely not the homeowner's insurance expert. I know plenty of them. I'm happy to refer you to excellent experts in the space, but I did used to sell property and casualty insurance, which is homeowner's insurance and car insurance, back at the beginning of my career. And so I have a pretty good understanding of how they work and some of the things that you should and shouldn't do when it comes to using your homeowner's insurance. Okay. So number one, do not make a claim until you know for sure that the amount of the repair is going to well exceed the amount of your deductible. Now, you're saying to me, what does that mean? Okay, so you have this policy, right? Obviously, and you're required to have it if you have a mortgage. Okay, great. And now something happens. Maybe your dishwasher overflowed and it destroyed your hardwood floor. Okay, before you go ahead and file a claim, which you are definitely within your right to do if you would like, go ahead and check and make sure how much is it going to cost to repair. Okay, because most homeowners insurance deductibles are quite expensive. They're usually at least 1%, sometimes 2 or more percent of the overall house value that it's showing on your policy. That's not the house value if you sell it, and that's not the house value on your tax rolls. I know there's lots of kinds of house value, so that gets a little confusing. On your declarations page, the page that you get when you get your policy, it will tell you not only one, how much is the house insured for, but what the deductibles are and what percentage or flat amount that they are. Okay. So figure that out first. Don't just go and call up your carrier and say, hey, I had a flood in my kitchen and I need to be covered. Because what happens if your deductible is 10 grand and how much it's going to cost you to fix a floor is 5? You have to pay the deductible. Usually, okay? In some rare cases, that's not the case. But as a general rule, you have to pay the deductible before the insurance company is going to cover anything. And so if it's going to cost you $5,000 and you're going to have to give the insurance company $10,000, the insurance company is going to say, we don't have to pay anything. And you don't have to pay your full deductible. Just pay the 5 grand and you're done. However, by you telling them, now it is being considered a claim in their system against your home, which will raise your insurance rate. Okay. There are some exceptions to this because I know what everyone is thinking next, especially if you live in Texas, but they can't come and negatively affect you on claims if you have an act of God. And what do I mean, act of God? I mean, tornadoes, hailstorms, that's the most prevalent one in Texas, hurricanes, things like this. Why, yes, you are correct. Can they negatively affect your specific insurance premium because of it? No, they cannot. However, guess what they can do? What they can do is hit all of the policies in your overall area. So if you, your neighbor, your other neighbor, your neighbor's neighbor, your neighbor's 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 neighbor, and all these people all go ahead and put on that brand new roof when it may or may not have really needed it, guess what's going to happen? All of the insurance rates across the board are going to rise. So you need to be super careful about when you want to actually make these claims. I'm not telling you not to make a claim. I'm telling you, it is about intention and strategy and deciding when that is the case. If you're wondering if it makes sense, if you have an excellent insurance expert like I do, I will give them a call and say, hey, I was wondering if certain scenarios would merit a claim. You don't have to tell them it's about you if you don't want to, right? You could just tell them that you wanted their some information and they could take a look at it. Okay. So that's one major tip, is about claims and being very careful with claims and have you handle claims and, right? So that's a big deal.
Stay tuned. We'll be back right after this message from our sponsors.
Imagine having the power to control your financial destiny, no matter where you start. Welcome to the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform, where financial education is tailored to your unique journey. We cover everything you need, from basic budgeting and saving strategies to advanced investing and retirement planning. Learn at your own pace with lessons that match your level of experience. Whether you're a beginner or looking to enhance your financial knowledge, join our community of learners and benefit from shared insights and expert guidance. The Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform equips you with the skills and confidence to take charge of your financial future. Ready to master your finances? Enroll in our courses today at the Financial Mastery Simplified course and resource platform. Start your path to financial independence now.
Visit us at fms.tips and fms.college for more information.
Hello and welcome to PBJ Mortgage, where your home ownership dreams become reality. Today, we want to share why choosing PBJ Mortgage is the right choice for your home financing needs. At PBJ Mortgage, we're built on a foundation of values that drive us every day. Our commitment to educate, empathize, and empower our clients sets us apart in the mortgage industry. Our clients are at the heart of everything we do, and their success stories speak volumes. With years of experience, our team possesses in-depth knowledge of the mortgage programs, ensuring you receive expert guidance and the best possible rates. We offer a diverse range of loan options to suit your unique needs, including conventional, FHA, VA, and more. No matter your situation, we've got a solution. At PBJ Mortgage, we pride ourselves on providing personalized service. Our dedicated loan officers are here to guide you every step of the way, making the process as smooth as making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We understand that time is of the essence, which is why we've streamlined our processes for efficiency and convenience. Transparency and clear communication are paramount. You'll always know where you stand throughout your mortgage journey. Reach out to us today to set up a call to discover your options. If you're ready to make your home ownership dreams a reality, contact PBJ Mortgage today. Let us empower you during this exciting journey. Phone number 4693733 107 www.pbjteam.com. Visit our website or give us a call to get started. We look forward to helping you secure your future home. PBJ Mortgage, where home begins.
Thanks for your patience.
Another really big factor that you need to be very careful of and consider, right, is shopping. So a lot of people, they go ahead, they set up their homeowner's insurance policy and they just keep it. And that's it, right? What happens with different insurance carriers over the course of time is, remember I was explaining earlier on how homeowners insurance works and how there's like actuarial tables that they're looking at the numbers and the math on like how they figure out what to charge for these insurance policies, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So if we remember that conversation, then we know that they're looking at the percent of loss that they're going to take, right? That they're going to have to pay out. And guess what happens? Sometimes they have to pay out more than what they thought. And what's going to happen in that case? Well, the rates across the board in that area are going to go up. But maybe another carrier didn't have as many losses for whatever reason, okay? Their rates may be better or be a little bit less. And so it's important to make sure that we are looking at our insurance rates. If you have a really good agent, they sometimes will help you figure that out. And I personally take a look at it usually once a year, sometimes more frequently if I feel like it's necessary. And so it's something that you should absolutely look into because it makes sense to ensure that you're not overpaying on that. Okay. Now, the other tip that I wanted to provide you, though, when it comes to homeowners insurance is make sure you understand your coverages because not all insurance is created equal. Just like not all mortgage products are created equal or all car insurance or products are created equal, not all homeowners insurance products are created equal. There is varying deductibles, so how much money you're going to have to pay if you do have a loss. There is different kinds of liability types of insurances. There's other kinds of insurances like sewer and water and backup and all kinds of stuff that you can take into consideration. But if you're not talking with an expert and you're not having some of these kind of conversations, you're not necessarily going to know that you should be looking at these things or you should be shopping them or what you should be considering. So the cheapest policy is not always the best policy. And we definitely want to take a look at that because a home is usually your biggest asset and usually your biggest liability as well when you have that mortgage loan on it. And so just understand that you really want to take a look at those things. Okay. Also, I would like to address because this is a very, very common misnomer and I run into it all the time. You are not required to wait until you hit your year renewal or your multiple year renewal in order to change homeowner insurance policy. So many people tell me all the time, okay, Jax, but my insurance doesn't expire until the end of December and it's October. So why would I go ahead and look at it now? Well, you absolutely can look at it now. Okay. And so if you take out a new policy, let's say you take it out in October, then your homeowner's insurance company, your previous one, is going to owe you for October, November, and December. They're going to actually cut you a check for that. Okay. And so oftentimes people think, well, I can't shop at Jax. That's not really a choice for me. You can. You can literally shop it 2 weeks after you took it out. Now, I'm not necessarily going to suggest that's the greatest plan, but you could hypothetically on its face, right? And so you just need to understand how insurances work, how they operate, why you maybe should look to do something, why you should or shouldn't. Because here's the problem, right? A lot of this boils down to just not having good information. What frustrates me is you can make whatever decision you want. If 2 pieces of hail fall on your roof and you can get your insurance company to approve a brand new roof and that is okay with you, you're okay paying your deductible to have the brand new roof, by all means, you're absolutely allowed to do that, right? Would I personally do it? No, but you're a different person than I am. And so that's okay, right? You can absolutely look to do that. And so just understand that there is no right or wrong here. You just need to make sure that you actually have the information. Because I'll tell you a funny little story before I wrap this up. So I used to be the very first house as you entered in a neighborhood. And as a lot of you know, I live in Texas. And in Texas, we have lots of bad hailstorms. They come through all the freaking time. And at the time I lived in a very new house. It was like 2 years old. So the roof was like brand spanking new. And a hailstorm had come through, nothing major hail wise, like some decent sized pieces, but not like baseball size, softball size hail, right? Just some decent pieces. And I'm the first house in the neighborhood. So guess whose door people are knocking on first? Mine. And so I had this guy who came by, a roofer, and he's like, hey, I'm a roofer in your area. You had a hailstorm yesterday and wanted to see if you would let me go up on your roof and take a look. I said, absolutely, go for it. So he went up there, he took a few photos or whatever and came back and tried to convince me that these 3 teeny tiny hail pings had like destroyed my roof. Okay. I used to work in insurance, as I told you. I sell mortgage for a living. I have a lot of information in this space. And so I said, oh, great. So you think I need a whole new roof? Oh, yes, you need a whole new roof, he told me. Okay, got it. I said, let me ask you a question. He's like, yeah, sure. Couldn't I just replace like 3 shingles? And wouldn't that be like a couple $100, maybe $1,000 max, as opposed to like 10 or 12 grand for a new roof? Oh, well, he started kind of backtracking. I said, just so we're clear, that's not enough damage to merit a new roof. And yeah, maybe you could sell my insurance company on giving me a new roof, but that roof is 2 years old. So why in the world would I want to do that? And he's like, well, it's not going to negatively affect her homeowner's insurance. And I said, mine directly, you're right. But could it affect all of our insurances as a whole in the whole area? It absolutely could. So there's a lot of people that are not necessarily going to tell you the whole truth when it comes to some of those things, which is why you need to educate yourself and be well informed. And it's exactly why I make these videos and why this channel exists. So I would love for you to subscribe and watch more videos just like this one, because our goal here is to make sure that you are well informed about mortgages and the things that touch mortgage and the financial space. Because with good information, you will be able to make great financial decisions for you and your family.